Let's try this again. Hello, wise woman. Welcome to my channel. I am Wanka Hanyani, and this is Woman Wellness, a place for every woman who wants to take back control of her health, understand her body, and heal herself naturally. If this is your first time joining, then welcome. If not, then welcome back. I should probably say welcome back to myself too. I've been gone, I know, for over a year. I've been gone for over a year. And you know what? YouTube is that friend where you're good, but you don't really have the same schedule, so you keep missing each other when you really need to hang out. That's me and YouTube. Otherwise, I hope you've been well, and I'm actually quite surprised at how many subscribers I have now. I think 133 subscribers, so thank you for subscribing. That means a lot to me, especially that a lot of those subscriptions happened while I was away. That tells me that the little content that I've put out there has been helpful to somebody, and I'm grateful for that. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So in this episode, I'm going to be focusing on period pains. What are period pains? What do they mean? And how can we treat them more naturally? Medically speaking, or the medical term for period pains is dysmenorrhea. And what it literally just means is a difficult period. There's two types of dysmenorrhea: primary dysmenorrhea and secondary dysmenorrhea. Primary dysmenorrhea occurs in young girls who have started their period. So their pain is primarily because they've started ovulatory cycles. Primary dysmenorrhea, I say that a couple of times. Primary dysmenorrhea typically improves over time as the young girls get older and is not associated with any other underlying conditions most of the time. Secondary dysmenorrhea is what is mostly common with women who are between their 20s and their 40s, so before menopause or premenopausal women, and women who are in their 20s and their 30s and their 40s. This type of dysmenorrhea is actually commonly associated with other underlying causes, which I'll get into when we get into the symptoms. This type of dysmenorrhea, this type of period pains actually get worse over time, and that's also because they're associated with some other condition or disease. Sometimes they do improve after a full-term pregnancy, but most of the time they do get worse. So that's why it's so important for us to understand what causes it and how we can treat them more naturally over time to deal with the symptoms, but also heal the actual condition itself, or treat the actual condition itself. Because most of the conventional treatments, taking them long term, have their own side effects. But I'll get into that when we get to that part of the video. One thing that I need to also differentiate is that with primary dysmenorrhea, which happens in the younger girls, that is only limited to the time that they're menstruating. Whereas secondary dysmenorrhea, which is what is common in the older women or more mature women, it can happen before your period, during your period, and even after your period. So what are the symptoms of period pains? I know it feels like it's so obvious. I have pain. I'm on my period, I'm having pain. But with dysmenorrhea, it is important to be specific about where the pain mainly is, and then also what associated pain there may be. So with dysmenorrhea or period pains, with this type of period pains, the pain is mostly in the pelvic region, abdominal area. Also that extends to the lower back, the legs, and your vulva. So if you experience pain in that area, in those areas, then that is dysmenorrhea. Also, there's the pain, and then there is the cramping. So menstrual cramps, and those occur obviously within your abdominal area. And then they can come in the form of like a waveform where it's like, it's passing, it comes and it passes, it comes and it passes, or it can be just constant pain. On top of that, there'll also be, may or may not be, spasms. So you would also experience spasms. And then there's also the feeling of bogginess or congestiveness. So a pressure-like feeling or bogginess or just heavy-like feeling within your pelvic abdominal region. That when you're up and about, then it's worse, but when you rest and you are on your back or on your tummy, then it feels better. So those are the main symptoms of dysmenorrhea: the cramping that radiates to your legs, your lower back, your vulva, the spasms, and then also the heavy feeling around your abdominal area. So those are the main symptoms. The accompanying or associated symptoms that also come with that are the dizziness, the diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, backache. So with secondary dysmenorrhea, it is commonly associated with underlying conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, urinary tract infections, UTIs, fibroids, endometriosis, ovarian cysts, and conditions like pelvic inflammatory disease. So before I get into the common treatments and the natural treatments, let's take a little bit of a moment for you to understand what actually causes the pain. What causes the pain are hormone-like substances called prostaglandins. Don't worry, I'm not going to get too technical. I just want you to keep this word and what they are in mind so that you understand why the treatments, the particular treatments that are used, and for both naturally and conventionally. So prostaglandins are hormone-like substances that your body makes and sends to places where there is tissue damage, infection, or inflammation, which is a good thing. We need them. But when there is excess production of prostaglandins or hyperproduction of prostaglandins, it actually makes the situation worse. It makes contractions worse in your muscles. So for example, let's say there's inflammation in your uterus, you're on your period, and those prostaglandins, there becomes excess production of prostaglandins, and those prostaglandins cause your uterine muscle to contract severely. So there is excess and hypercontraction of your uterine muscle. That hypercontraction is what causes the pain. If you experience, as a side note, if you experience diarrhea during your period, this is also because of those prostaglandins. So if you get excess period pains, like really bad period pains during your period, and you also experience diarrhea, the cause is the same. It's the prostaglandins. I've done a video about this. I will link it in the show notes, and then I'll probably put a card somewhere up here. And yeah, so let's go back to the prostaglandins. So this is the prostaglandins. Too much prostaglandins cause lots of cramping. Lots of cramping causes pain. So our main focus when it comes to treatment of period pains is to reduce. Okay, just a little bit of a disclaimer. There is some construction work going on outside. So if you hear any background humming or drilling, I apologize. There is nothing I can do about it. Okay, so let's get back to it. So our main treatment of period pains is to control the production of prostaglandins and also reduce inflammation, because too much prostaglandins will drive inflammation, which will then drive the production of prostaglandins, and then it creates a really vicious loop. So before I get into the fun stuff, which is the natural treatments of period pains, what are the conventional treatments? Conventional treatments of period pains. Why can I not say this word today? I can't say dysmenorrhea and I can't say period pain. I don't know. Okay. There are three main types of treatments, conventional treatments of period pains. One is prostaglandin synthetase inhibitors. 2 is oral contraceptives, and 3 are common painkillers, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, which is your common period pain, your common period pain-killing medication like the Brufen and whatnot. So I'm not going to get into these medications. What I will say is that they are all effective. I'm not knocking any of these medications. They are effective in their own right in that they can help reduce the period pains, but none of them actually fix the problem. It's kind of like you have a pimple, you pop it, it's not going to stop another pimple from coming back, right? Because you haven't dealt with the root cause. Same thing with dealing with period pains. You have to deal with the root cause, which is the inflammation and prostaglandin production. Put that into control. So the main thing that I do want to point out with conventional treatments is that, for example, the PGSIs, prostaglandin synthetase inhibitors, they are good, but then you run the risk of gastrointestinal upset, edema, which is swelling, like water retention, skin rashes and whatnot over the long term. Same thing even with normal painkillers. Like, they're great. Listen, like I said, I'm not knocking. There's a time and a place where you need to take conventional treatments, but over the long term, you are better off using natural treatments and natural methods to look after your health so that you don't have to face the long-term effects of medicines. So long-term effects also do include, like, you can develop ulcers from taking painkillers quite often. It disrupts your gut lining, you can get leaky gut, and it can actually cause inflammation. It can disrupt your hormones. Same thing with oral contraceptives. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. They do not balance your hormones. What they do is they mask your hormone imbalance, and then they take over, and it makes it look like you are actually having a good, or balanced hormones, a good period, and then you come off it, and then hell breaks loose. So there's lots of side effects to that. There is a place for taking them. Please take them when you need, but in the long term, you need to manage your period pains, your dysmenorrhea more naturally. So, natural treatments of dysmenorrhea, aka period pains. First and foremost, if you are struggling with period pains, you need to first establish what is causing them outside of the symptoms you're experiencing. So you need to see a doctor, a gynecologist preferably, and have yourself checked, because as I mentioned, it is associated for more mature women in their 20s to 40s, with conditions like endometriosis, ovarian cysts, fibroids, pelvic inflammatory disease, and all the sorts. So you need to get that checked. But on a daily basis at home, what can you do to heal your body, reduce prostaglandin production, and reduce inflammation in your body so that you can actually experience a happy and peaceful period and not have a difficult period, aka dysmenorrhea. When it comes to natural treatments of dysmenorrhea, the main things that you need to focus on is managing the inflammation, reducing pain and cramping, and improving your pelvic circulation. We've talked about why you need to manage the inflammation. We've talked about the pain and the cramping. And why do you need to improve your pelvic circulation as a treatment for period pains? Remember, I spoke about that there is pain that is more spasms and cramping, and then there's also pain that you may feel that is more pressure and bogginess and heavy. So those are also two types of period pains, congestive and spasmodic. Congestive is where you feel the bulkiness, the heavy, the pressure, and spasmodic is where there's the lots of cramping and spasms. So improving your pelvic circulation will help reduce the pressure, will help reduce the bogginess and the heaviness that you'll feel around your pelvic region. Also, it will help move blood, improve circulation, and improved circulation will over time reduce inflammation. There goes the humming and the drilling. If you can hear it, I apologize. I can't do anything about it. As I said before, gosh, it's distracting me. So what are the dietary changes that you can make to improve your period pains and improve your period altogether? Dietary wise, there are four main culprits for period pains. 1, sugar. 2, alcohol. 3, red meat. And 4, dairy. These are the four culprits that contribute to inflammation in the body and pain during a period. So there is actually some good research that shows people who consume a lot of refined sugar and red meat actually suffer more from period pains than women who don't. So sugar, red meat, dairy, and alcohol are big contributors to period pains. So eliminating that, and I challenge you to this. Please actually take this challenge seriously. Maybe I should do it as a challenge. Take this challenge seriously. 28 days, I challenge you to just eliminate all those four culprits from your diet and see how that benefits you. Just 28 days. Making that difference in your diet for 28 days can make a big difference in how you feel during your period. As another side note, smoking is actually shown to increase the prostaglandin production. So reducing, or better yet, eliminating smoking from your lifestyle will improve your period pains. So we've kicked 4 things out of your diet that contribute to period pains. What are the 4 things you can bring into your diet to improve your period altogether? Number 1, healthy fats. Healthy fats are like the healthy fats put out fire in your body, fire being inflammation. So if you consume a lot of healthy fats, it will actually help reduce inflammation in your body, and by reducing inflammation, you improve your period pains. So healthy fats like avocados, like seeds, pumpkin, chia, flaxseed. Flaxseed is fantastic for reducing inflammation in the body. I've done a blog post on healthy fats you can eat to improve your hormones. I will link it in the show notes below, and you can refer to that. I think if you go on the website as well, on my website, you'll see some recipes that include some healthy fats for you. The next thing is fiber. You need to have a lot of fiber in your diet. Your gut health is also important for managing inflammation in your body. When you are constipated, you don't eliminate fast enough, and so the toxins which your body has eliminated through your intestines get reabsorbed into your body and cause inflammation. So fiber will improve your gut motility. Make sure that you eliminate often, and that will help reduce inflammation in your body. Flaxseed, again, is fantastic for that. Apples, pineapples, sweet potato, those are all foods that are rich in fiber and will help improve your gut motility. Also, when you are on your period and you're experiencing pain, when you have a lot of fiber, it will also help regulate any diarrhea that you may be experiencing. Number 3 are low GI foods. Low GI foods are foods that have a good amount of fiber usually. It will also give you energy for longer, so it will help reduce the cravings that we usually get, cravings for sweets on our period, and that will help manage inflammation but also manage period pains. 4th and final are antioxidants. If you have a diet rich in antioxidants, remember Pac-Man? Antioxidants in our bodies are literally like Pac-Man. They go around and eat all the inflammation. So eating a diet rich in antioxidants will reduce significantly your inflammation in your body. Berries, tomatoes, spinach, avocados, again, those are foods that are rich in antioxidants. And you simply just have to go on Google. Like, Google's your friend. Just type healthy foods that are rich in antioxidants, healthy foods that are rich in fats, and then you just incorporate more of that. So we've kicked out 4 bad culprits and we've brought in 4 heroes which will limit inflammation in your body, reduce inflammation in your body, and as they reduce inflammation, they will reduce the production of prostaglandins and therefore reduce cramping, pain, bogginess, pressure, congestiveness in your pelvic region, improving your uterine and your womb health, and having a better period. So that's the first way to deal with period pains naturally. Second way is through herbal remedies. I have here our new product, and that's period pain relief. This is a new product. I'm sure you can see it. Or should I be like the beauty bloggers? I put my hand behind the bottle. I don't even know if it's focused or not, but there you go. This is period pain relief, and this product has some magical herbs in it. The star herbs of period pain relief are black cohosh and cramp bark. The name says it, cramp bark. So cramp bark and black cohosh are the star ingredients of period pain relief. And what this helps to do is mainly actually reduce the production of prostaglandins. So black cohosh I cannot talk today. Black cohosh has actually been shown to reduce prostaglandin production, which is exactly what we want. And the beautiful thing about herbs is that each herb has multiple actions that it can do. It can reduce pain, it can reduce cramping, it can help relax a muscle so that there's no tension in a muscle. And then sometimes when you blend herbs, they have synergistic properties that just take it up a notch. And black cohosh and cramp bark have that beautiful combination. Other herbs in here, there's motherwort, which is also really good for helping reduce pressure within the pelvic region. There's passion flower, which helps with relaxation. So it helps with your nervous system as well, just help you be relaxed when you're experiencing a lot of pain. It just helps you calm down. There is wild yam, which helps with hormone balancing. If you've picked up a lot of those conditions, endometriosis, fibroids, all have to do with hormone imbalance. And so when there's hormone imbalance, particularly when there's estrogen dominance, when there's too much estrogen in your body, estrogen can cause inflammation and cause pain. So wild yam is really good at regulating your estrogen progesterone levels, which will help in the long run and in the overall picture with less inflammation. And then finally, there is ginger root. We all know ginger is good for period pains. Ginger is good for helping relax cramping. And ginger root will also help with your gut motility. So taking this together with the high fiber diet, the antioxidants, it does wonders for your gut health, also for your womb health and your period pains overall. So the most magical thing about it is that when we incorporate more natural treatments, then we're avoiding having to take more synthetic medications all the time. So this is why I also love this, because then you get all the benefits of dealing with your period pains, reducing the inflammation, reducing the pains and the cramping, helping to relax your uterine muscle and reduce production of prostaglandins without the side effects of the conventional medications that I mentioned earlier. And so that's it. That is how you reduce period pains naturally through diet and through herbal formulas like period pain relief. It is available on our website. Soon it will also be available on our other stockists, Take a Lot and Faithful to Nature. But right now it is available on our website. I will link the product link down below in the show notes. I would love to know what you found most helpful about this video. Comment down below. Also, comment what foods that you have found that trigger your period pains. I know for me specifically, it's alcohol. If I have a glass of wine or anything else, it makes my period pains worse and it makes my bleeding worse. So I tend to stay away from alcohol from the week before my period, generally up until I'm done with my period. Let me know what makes your period pains worse if you figured out. Another lady responded to my stories when I posted on Instagram, and she said she realized that dates and bananas make her period pains worse. so she stays away from that when she's on her period. So I'd be interested to know if you've picked up at all anything that makes your period pains worse, or you're bleeding. I'd be interested to know. Thank you so much for watching this far. If you did, please drop a yellow heart so that I can know that you watched this far. It tells me that you were engaged, and I hope that you found it helpful. If you did find it helpful, please share the video. Like the video and share the video, and that will help the next woman also get this information and help her heal herself naturally. Until next time, take care and be well.